After receiving prison sentences for horrific crimes, these are Hell's Angels members to be executed today. Craig McIlquim. On April 29, 2025 at 8:30 p.m., Craig McIlquim exited the Mandarin Buffet on Fairview Street, Ontario, when he was shot while entering his truck. McIlquim, who was the president of the Niagara Hells Angels, died at the hospital. Greg Sluage. On September 23, 2020, Hells Angels recruit Greg Sluage was strangled and stabbed inside his licensed marijuana grow-op near Carleton Place. Days from being inducted, he was found with a rope around his neck and a knife in his back. Video, DNA, and surveillance evidence led to murder charges against Michael Cleroux and Lee Marazzo. Jonathan Nelson. Jonathan Nelson, a Sonoma County Hells Angels member, was convicted of racketeering and the 2011 murder of Joel Silva. Nelson and Russell Ott plotted Silva's murder, leading to his execution and cremation in Fresno on July 15, 2014. Nelson was eventually sentenced to a mandatory life term and showed no visible reaction during the sentencing. Stephen Sanders. Stephen Sanders, former San Diego Hells Angels president, was convicted in 2013 of kidnapping, robbery, and solicitation to commit murder. After a plea bargain, he received a 25-year sentence. Interestingly, Sanders later claimed he was pressured into pleading guilty, alleging the DA's office targeted him and fabricated evidence. Caius Veiovis. Caius Veiovis, an Hells Angels member with a devil-like appearance, was convicted for the 2011 murders of David Glasser, Edward Frampton, and Robert Chadwell in Pittsfield. In 2014, he received 3 consecutive life terms. Veiovis, however, denies involvement in the killings. Robert Garceau. Hells Angels biker Robert Garceau murdered his ex-girlfriend Maureen Bautista and her 14-year-old son in 1984, fearing she'd expose the gang's meth operations. He buried them on an associate's property and then killed that associate, Greg Rambo. While Garceau was sentenced to death, he died of cancer in 2004 while on death row. Aigun Mukuk. On October 7, 2016, Aigun Mukuk, leader of the Gießen Hells Angels, was found dead from multiple gunshot wounds at the gang's clubhouse in Wettenberg, Hesse. Discovered by a cleaner, Mukuk's body showed no signs of retaliation. Police found no suspects or weapon, but suspect factional rivalry with the Frankfurt chapter, tied to earlier shootings. Joseph Lancia.
Is there anything that you would like to say, sir?
Nothing.
Joseph Lancia, head of Rhode Island's Hells Angels, received a 5-year sentence for felony assault and illegal gun possession. In 2019, he fired at rival prospect Richard Starnino from the gang's Providence clubhouse. Lancia initially pleaded not guilty, but later changed his plea to no contest. Alan Knapczyk. On February 25, 2022, former Hells Angels enforcer Alan Peter Knapczyk died while serving a nearly 15-year sentence at Matsky Institution in Abbotsford. He had been convicted for trafficking cocaine and gang-related crimes tied to a 2005 Fort McMurray operation. Although the cause remains undisclosed, Correctional Service Canada has launched a standard in-custody death investigation.